Alright, we're ready to put the six holes in this. Since I was not able to machine this side, this is the face. So this is the reference surface where it bolts up tight against in the chuck. So I'm going to make this side down, and I'm going to put this set this on the parallels because I want the holes to be square to this face. So I've got a couple 1-inch parallels in here, and we're going to use one little V block. And I'm going to align the keyway here on the chuck. The keyway is aligned with one of the holes, so we'll be able to kind of get that same kind of alignment here. That's the plan. And we're going to slip a little V block up underneath here and clamp that down. There we go. Things are tight. It's not going to take a super lot of clamping pressure because we're just drilling 6 holes and tapping them. Pretty simple setup. We need to know the center of the workpiece to use the DRO to calculate the bolt circle. We're just going to use the edge finder. We'll touch off each side and to find the center. And we'll just use the DRO for all this. So this is my DRO. I have a DRO Pros 2-axis system for my mill. I have the quill centered over the center of the part. That's why it's basically 0, 0. We're in absolute mode. We're going to select the bolt circle function. So on center, we're on center, and we'll just accept the 0, 0, say enter. Diameter is, and that's the bolt circle diameter, 4.85. Nope. Number of holes will be 6. Starting angle is going to be 270 degrees. I'll show you what that means. And my ending angle is going to be 270 also. Yeah, I put those in just for double checking everything already once. And then we just arrow down. We're set up for hole number 1. And all we'll do is, this tells me, all I have to do is move the table till these both read 0. So that's already at 0 on the x-axis, and I just have to move the y-axis till that zeroes out. So we'll start doing that. There we go. Now we're in position for the first hole. And we'll go through each one, and then we'll go to hole 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. For this DRO system, why I use 270 degrees. This is 0 degrees. So this is 90, this is 180, that's 270. That's why we use 270 as a start point. I'm going to start right there at the key, right there, and then go around. I'm going to go around, spot them, then I'm going to drill them, and then I'm going to tap each one. And it just saves on the tool change, and I can crank pretty fast, so it's not too bad. Now this is a 7/16 14 is the tap hole. So we're going to drill a letter U. I'm going to use a little anchor lube on this because I have it here. There, all the holes are drilled, and now I'm going to get the tapping done. Okay, for the tapping, I'm going to do it in low range so I have good control over things, and it'll stop really fast as soon as not as soon as I click it off, but pretty close. Alright, all the holes are tapped. Looks pretty good. Let's just hope it's right. Well, Mr. Bozo strikes again. Here I was just saying how you don't want to screw these up. They're not right. I put it on there and they're off, right? And so I remeasured. I don't know how I screwed it up. So put 2 pins in, remeasured. And I get 4.841. Subtract 1 diameter for the bolt circled, half, so it's half and half, right? I'm using a 472 and a 471 pin, so I subtracted 472, which is fine. For tolerance wise, it's only like a half a thousandth off. And I come up with 4,369. On my drawing I had 4.85. And I found a little scratch paper I had wrote on, and I didn't record it right the first time even. 4,841 and 4,369. Yep. Anyway, so I buggered that up good. But there is room, of course, to go halfway on each one of those and put 6 more holes in, which is what I'm going to do. And well, what I've done is I made 3 pairs. Obviously, I moved the pins each way, so I measured all the holes. This is what I came up with, and I measured with the mic and the caliper. So I got 4,833, 4,832 on the first set, 4,838, 4,837, and then 4,838, 4,837. So these are, 5 thousandths out. So that shouldn't matter that much. There is play in those holes, so the bolts can move around and so you can align. But so we're going to go with the 4,837 number, I think, and go from there. And now we got 2 sets of holes. Multiple chucks, right? Yeah, right. So those are all in. And let's see. And they look just right. Amazing how doing it right comes out. Alright, got all the bolts dropped in. I'm just going to screw these in. And then we'll be good. Alright, we got it on the mount here. We're going to get it lined up on the lathe. On the lathe. Now we'll just chuck something up that's nice and true in there. The nice thing about this chuck, my chuck key for my forge jaw fits it actually. Just absolutely perfect. I think this one is just a tiny. Oh, actually, that fits also. A little bit snugger, but it does fit. Sweet. I would have to even use different chuck keys. So I put in a bar that I made as a test bar years ago. It's all turned between centers and straight. So we put that in, dialed it in, and less than a half a thou, just a few tenths. Just a few tenths there. So we're just going to take that out and recheck it and see what happens. Put it in, I'll even turn it. And we'll zoom back in. Get the focus, there we go. Still, that's actually even better. So I think we're dialed in on the chuck, and that is going to be one sweet chuck to use. Alright, you guys, thank you for watching, even though we had a little bit of a screw up and everything, but we're good to go now.